Well, greetings. This is Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm in my backyard. We've had a warm spell and it's spring, and I want to take you back to winter where Mika and Wendy came to Minneapolis, and it was cold, it was snowy, it was a hot sauna, and we got on the bench together. And Mika is Finnish, partner Wendy is Chinese. They live in London. And we met for the Sauna Talk on the bench in my backyard sauna. And this is our second podcast episode together, the first being episode number 54, which was remote. They were in London. I was in my back home in my office. And now we moved on to the second episode. And as you know, I much prefer Sauna Talk on the bench, where so much magic and conversation and connection usually happens. A few nuggets for this show. Sauna travel. Mika and Wendy are leading tours to Finland, and I would love to join. I mean, if there's any two people I would like to go on a sauna tour with, it would be Mika and Wendy, especially to Finland, where they are going to different nooks and crannies throughout the country. 180,000 lakes in Finland. Can you believe that? And Mika being Finnish, certainly get an inside track into the backcountry of Finland as it relates to sauna. I consider them a dynamic duo. They travel well together. They go to many, many functions. I mean, if you think about sauna functions all over, whether it be in Norway or Britain or Finland, Estonia, America, Japan, they've been there. We get to hear their origin story, how they met, how they started dating, the sauna culture in Britain, its origins with the British Sauna Society, and Mika's musings. The stove should always win. And world-class Wendy. I share a board position with her on Sauna Aid. She's doing a lot of magnificent work in that area. I think you'll tell in my voice as we do this episode how much I appreciate. To my left, Wendy. To my right, Mika, sitting on the bench in my backyard. That's Sauna Talk. So without further ado, please welcome Mika Meskanen and Wendy Liu to Sauna Talk. Greetings. This show is brought to you by Sauna Build, Start to Finish. This is a book that I wrote in 2013, now in its fourth edition. It's for the DIY sauna builder, the casual sauna builder. You may be an accountant, you may be a lawyer, you may be a father, you may be a mother. This is a slow and steady approach to sauna building, from start to finish. We go through Finnish rules, British diplomacy, American adaptability, and bring you a full spectrum guide to building your own sauna. Indoor electric, outdoor wood-fired. We cover it all. Just keep in mind the Holy Trinity: heat, steam, ventilation. We get those three covered, you're on your way to building a great sauna. To order the book, go to saunatimes.com. Up at the top, click ebook, and get your copy today. It's sauna time. Well, this is a great moment for me. Many Sauna Talks are recorded on the sauna bench. We're here in my backyard in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it's a cold January day. And I'm here with
Mika Meskanen.
And what's your home country?
Well, I live in the UK, but I was born in Finland.
And?
Wendy Liu. I'm from China. I was born in China. Been living in the UK for 25 years.
25 years, wow. And this is special for me on several levels. Mainly, I would have to say, is we've been trying to get this moment for 6 months, 1 year, maybe longer. And we thought we would do this remotely via Zoom, which is what I do with a lot of international calls and stuff. But this is, it was meant to be. We finally got the herds of our 3 sheep here on the bench. So welcome.
Stars aligned.
Yeah, welcome to Minneapolis.
Thank you. Such an honor to be here.
Oh, it's my honor to have you guys. And you were only 15 minutes past the 4:30 start time. I want to commend you for being on time in Mika and Wendy terms, because I've heard that you guys sometimes aren't the most punctual in your attending. Did I put you on the spot?
A little bit, but 15 minutes is it's on the academic time.
Yeah.
So there's the concept of Oxford time. It's 15 minutes behind London time.
That's brilliant. That's super. I want to kind of take this chronology, with some chronology spirit in mind. About the first question is, you guys are kindred spirits as it relates to sauna and sweat bathing and traveling. How did you guys meet, and where were you when you met?
In London, that's where most people met.
Okay, and when was that, Mika?
I think it was mid-teens, 2000.
And were you guys set up, or how did you connect?
It's probably 2011 when we first met. We were doing a scuba diving training in London, in a pool in central London. We happened to be on the same course at that time.
That's awesome. That's great. And
the water connected us.
The water connected you guys. Yeah. And was there a sparkle in your eyes from the beginning, or how did you guys evolve after that scuba gathering?
I think we just started going out on adventures
Yeah.
together. So the scuba diving was just the start. There's free diving, there's yoga, there's saunas. But I think sauna was probably what connected us.
And early on, when you were dating, what saunas would you go to in London, specifically?
Were there any at that point? I think we went straight abroad.
Cool.
I think maybe actually, you mentioned to me there's something like, the church, the Finnish church in London, but I never been there with you when we started dating. We'll probably see the first could be the rooftop sauna in South Bank Center. Cool. That was the Nordic festivals, part of the Nordic festivals.
Awesome. And that sauna is still happening now?
No, that was a pop-up. We're actually quite curious that it's gone. It'd be great to bring it back, because it's all the facilities there. So
wow,
kind of track it down.
Awesome. Okay, so I want to fast forward a little bit toward the British Sauna Society, and I'll steer over to you, Mika. Like, tell us how that came about. Like, was where it came about, and who you were with, and maybe the origin story of that, and even the date. I'll start with you, Mika, on that.
Oh wow. I think the BSS has had a couple of beginnings, so it has had this kind of like moments of beginnings, and so it's difficult to point, like say what is the really, really official one, but I can tell you that the very first beginning was late May 31st in 2014. So I was in Lithuania at the International Sauna Congress, and it turned out that I was the only participant from Great Britain or listed under the UK. And even though I had told the organizers that I'm Finnish, but I'm coming in from London. But
there was probably an asterisk next to Britain. Well, they only had to look at the dots above your last name and figure, okay, he's a spy.
Yeah. And I actually have extra dots on my name, but it's still. Yeah. So I was. I think it was a parking lot near a sauna village in somewhere in Lithuanian countryside, and we were just. I was there with Jussi Niemelä, he used to be the vice president of the Finnish Sauna Society, and Kimmo, the Sauna Sherpa Raitio. And these are my oldest sauna friends. I believe they took me to many great public sauna, smoke saunas when I was in my formative years, and probably contributed to the fact I caught the sauna bug more than many people. But anyway, the origin story. So so these guys were joking that it's a shame that we are missing the Royal Sauna Society from this gathering of sauna societies, the International Sauna Congress. Because there's Germany, Denmark, Finland, Norway, all these countries, but nothing from the UK. So that's hang on a minute. Oh, if there isn't one, maybe we need to create one.
Brilliant.
And you can't just make something royal off the bat. So we just thought British Sauna Society will do, because British is the adjective for United Kingdom, just like American is for United States. So what I did immediately was I went to Internet Domain Registry website and I registered BritishSaunaSociety.org.uk. So that became the birth certificate, because that is the permanent record on the creation date.
Fantastic. 2014.
Yeah, 2014.
Wow,
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you got back to Britain.
Yeah, I got back to Britain, and the first people were connected. There was a former colleague. There was the guy from university I went to with a Scottish bloke called Andrew Patterson, who lives in Helsinki, and Katie Brasher, who became then the founder of Beachbox, among other things.
In Brighton.
In Brighton, yeah.
How cool! And then Wendy, you were dating at the time. You guys were dating, and how did you come onto the scene at the British Sauna Society?
So, actually, we were not dating that time. We met in 2011 when we were doing the scuba diving training, and then good that he reminded us the 2014 scenario. I think by then he started doing free diving, and we were still friends. We're only friends, very good friends. And he introduced me to do free diving. So we went to this lovely place called Nemo 33, which is in Belgium. We were doing free diving training, and after that he said, "Oh, let's go to this guy Dirk. He was the Aufguss champions of 2014, wasn't it?" And we just went. So that was probably my first fully immersive sauna experience with Mika. Went straight to the deep end, which is we were naked. And I felt so kind of
British shy?
No, actually I felt connected and free, and that's really set me free with like seeing this amazing, because Dirk was the top, the world champions at that year. Of course I admire Mika, all this very talented freediving, amazing techniques, and also these sauna gigs, and telling me the stories about the trips, and it was the beginning of the BSS, and at that point I think we had the Facebook group and websites, and it was very enthusiastic and exciting. Stage, the creative stage.
Creative stage.
People doing like meetups or something, like in James Fanning's garden, and we just, that's at the beginning. So let's see, a few years later, I think, going back, we mentioned 2017 when the first sort of British Sauna Society event was in this rooftop sauna in London, that we brought in international guests like Mari from Finland come in and do all the sauna ritual. That was the first time I experienced that. It was really amazing, and I think that's how we started getting involved with working and building something with the BSS.
Hit it. Hit it. We'll make Lulu here. And as the water hits the rocks, take us a little bit more forward. 2017 rooftop sauna. Is there another milestone that comes to mind for BSS, British Sauna Society?
Oh, just before, while you're still on the rooftops,
Yeah.
there was one of the first exhibitions in the archive studio in South Bank Center. That was one of the first BSS sort of participating in exhibitions with the Finnish Sauna Association, Sauna Society.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was actually quite significant. That was, I guess that is 2017, and of course, yeah.
Cool, cool, good. The next milestone, Mika.
Should I start pouring last?
Please, hit it.
Yeah, so that South Bank Center thing was one that made things a bit more official, but I think so we were very unofficial. I mean, the BSS, we were very unofficial for a couple of years, and I think it was early 2021 we started thinking we may have to start making things official, and we organized a workshop in Wimbledon, southwest London, not far from where we live. So this is Wendy organized this. We brought in a lot of leaders of the movement at that time. So we had Jake and Max from Finland turn up. There was Bethany from Warm Sauna. There was also these early activists like James Franklin. Katie was there. Victoria from Sweet Sauna these days, and others. And we started thinking about how do we formalize this.
Cool. And when you got together, was sauna involved, or was it a roundtable meeting?
So we had the table meeting.
Yeah.
That was actually just before the pandemic, like we were very enthusiastic about what we're going to do and have a brainstorming. And after that, because it's actually not far from one of the first sauna that Finland built that in Ray Stevens Academy. So that is in near Rains Park.
British judo Olympic
silver medal.
Medalist,
Cool.
yeah. British champion Olympic medalist, yeah.
Did you able?
So
were you able
we
to
had a sauna there after the talk. So literally,
Yeah.
we need to have a sauna
Of
for
course.
the meetings, right?
Yeah.
So that's why everything kind of worked together in the same location.
Love it. And the date stamp on that was 20.
20, I think
Just
it's
before COVID.
26th of January 2020.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So say I got a talent remember date.
Yeah, you did great on
So
that.
that's just weeks or a couple of months before
That's
COVID
it.
hit and changed everything.
Changed everything. It slowed a lot of things down.
Yeah.
But I could start talking about your day jobs. Do we want to ask what you did through pandemic with your? And real quick, what is your day job?
Well, I'm trained as an architect, so during those times I still working like a design for hospitality projects, including restaurant and bars, and residential redevelopments, extensions, and those are can be quite flexible. I can meet the client online. So I can do things just missing the site visit part in those times.
I work as a designer at a tech startup or tech startup. So my background is in user experience design and research. So I try to make technology and computers more human friendly, easier to use.
Fantastic.
But I currently work over the last few years, both sides of the pandemic, work with a kind of deep tech, very academic startups that deal with artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and that kind of stuff. So it's very far from this intuitive sauna world.
Oh, wow.
But I get to work with very, very brilliant people, and that makes me happy.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay, so staying with the chronology, I want to kind of lead us right up to the summit, which I attended. That was 2023. That was mid-May, 2023.
You mean the sauna summit in London?
Yeah. Or 2024.
Was last year? Yes.
Jeez, I know. I got sauna brain already. What a transformation! From a few of you sitting at a round table and going on the sauna bench in 2020 to this event in 2024. Any thought to that? I mean, can I paint the picture from my perspective?
Sure.
Yeah, this could have easily been sold out 2 or 3 times over, but I would say close to 100 people, maybe more. Something around like that.
Yeah.
Yes, or was it 150? I should actually know because I've seen the tickets. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 100 then?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
When do you remember this? No, I don't.
Well, we can check while we're talking.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the exact
I
number.
think it's
but
around
it was more.
120, but let's see who has
Yeah.
guessed.
Yeah,
You put it on the little question mark.
It was full house. We couldn't physically have more in that space. Otherwise, we would have gone outside the bounds of law and regulation.
For sure, and we took over the rooftop of a pizza restaurant that has saunas on the rooftop with a great view of London and all that. And it was so well curated. There were speakers. It was a one-day event. It could have been two, no problem. But it was a gathering of so many. Do you call them saunapreneurs or activators, or what would you call those that are running sauna in their towns and municipalities and beaches around Britain?
What we talk about is operators, practitioners, and suppliers.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Suppliers and designers and builders. Yeah.
But it was operator focused from my perspective. Like there were all three of those buckets in attendance, no question. But I think what impressed me amongst many things is that the operators came under one roof for one day and shared a lot of their spirit together about the work that they had been doing in silo in their own towns and municipalities and beaches and whatnot. And you guys even had like a very I'm trying to choose my words correctly, but a non-competitive awards for different saunas. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was great. I mean, I think the judge of an event like this specifically is not how many came and all of that, but like how many left with smiles and new connections. And I think that was quite high on both of those.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got it right. I mean, it is focus on the sauna operators, and the other expert is actually facilitating these operations. Most operators, they are builders, a designer themselves. They build their own saunas, and the practitioners helps to let people know what you can do with the sauna. What kind of program you can run, and the scientific health benefit part of it also will help them to encourage people to come to sauna, and we always get to linking together with Mika Olen's famous quote about the three pillars in the sauna, the physical, spiritual, and social. And I think, what the other part of the categories of in the communities to facilitate these sauna operators.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good. So that event was a real stake in the ground, a real stamp of moving BSS forward, formally, inclusively. I just was so pleased to be there. It was.
Oh, thank you.
I understand the some of the back end work involved in doing something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's all been volunteer work. So the summit is a event for the movement by the movement.
Yeah. Cool.
So at that point, from those early days and early roundtables, the BSS that we always thought of is kind of like a broad church. So the church has been broadening ever since. So we try not to rely on kind of like central figures and single points of.
And Mika, you've done some of the dirty work about not dirty, but the details, the devil in the details about. You have a database on the BSS website of all the articles that have been written about sauna in Great Britain and even abroad, right? About how many articles, if you newspaper articles, magazine articles, if you had to throw a guess about how many are listed on the site right now.
I don't know the total number, but I think the last 2 years have counted at around 60 per year, and we haven't even managed to list all of them. So,
totally.
So 60 mostly biased towards national and international press.
Totally. And if you were to guess, do you have a listing of all the operators around the country on BSS?
Yeah. So this is one of the most common asked questions, and our board member, Secretary Gabrielle, keeps a very exact count on that. I think the last figure she quoted to a major national newspaper was 147.
Amazing. The Sauna Times has a public sauna map, and I just got an email. We have 2 volunteers maintaining that map, and we have over 300 listings now. And
Nice.
we're a bigger country, right?
Yeah.
But I'm really taken how, if you think of Great Britain and the way it's shaped, there's so much coastline, and many of the towns around the coast are dotted with saunas.
Mm.
How many would you say you guys have been to, roughly?
In Minnesota? Just-
let's say in Britain.
Oh, in Britain, sorry.
Yeah.
There were so many sort of grown the last few years. It's just a lost count. I think it's a bit more harder to mention because sometimes there's like pop-up mobile saunas
Yes.
and something. I think it's not about how many we have been to. It's what's the future because we going back like there were so many people want to experience different parts.
Yeah.
We could actually keep in a tour. We've been talking about like the coastal sauna marathons and that would be like somewhere maybe just Scottish or I am actually super excited for this year for the travel more. Of course, that like Emma's new book, which is
Yes.
the Wild Sauna, she will be the great person to ask how many she has
Exactly.
been. I would love that for her.
And so Emma O'Kelly, author of The Power of Deep Heat, is on her second book and getting close to the finish line. Actually, that book will never be complete because it's an evolving database and list of saunas around Great Britain, right?
Yeah, well, I think that there must be drawn a line because they need to publish. In fact, as far as I know, there's in publication stage, and so I think it's already ready for pre-order.
Cool.
It's on one of our kind of posts or newsletters somewhere. There's a link for that.
How's that, Lolu?
Great. It's nice to have the.
Do you want to try to describe it? You want to describe that, Lolu, Mika?
Lulu tasting. I think it has a little bit of this kind of like, it's one of the first rounds, so you get more of the stone in this one, which is good.
Yeah.
It goes away because first of all it is fresh, so you really have this ventilation going on here. Yeah, and it stayed on for a good minute, I think, if not longer. So
I love that, and now we're talking sauna nerd stuff here, but I'm working on an article, and I would love for your contribution, both of you, is the name of the working title for the article is, So the Steam Hits You, Then What? And I find that really significant, because then what is, it opens up a whole rainbow of pathways to then what.
yeah.
Any comment to that, or save it?
I think it's a good to think of the Lolu, when you pour the Lolu and when it hits you, think of that as a special moment and focus on that. Yeah. So like maybe stop talking for a moment and kind of have this quiet moment, even though you are having a chatty social sauna. But I think every Lolu is worth kind of receiving and savoring in that
Thank
sense.
you. Beautiful. Hard to do when you're half Italian like I am. And we have a microphone in our hands doing Sauna Talk.
Yeah, it goes against the...
I find that this is, so there's so much... Do we want to cool? You guys all right? Or you want to cool?
Good. I want to talk about this moment. I know we're in a special moment with you, with the recording session happening. However, it doesn't matter with the sound or just internally. I would feel just take it in, surrender, breathe, absorb, transform. Because the feeling that Lolo, the spirit of the sauna and the spirits comes to you, kind of hits us in the wave, and everyone maybe receive it and read it differently. So, going into this quiet moment, if we're not recording, I will 100% agree with Mika's, probably be the silent moment, just to listen to the sound and let the sound and all the other sensory experience within your own body. Yeah. and listen to the drop of sweat. The sound of the first drop of sweat.
We've had more than a few drops.
Yeah.
So finishing up, is there anything, tell me more on that summit, like, do you want to speak to that, more on the summit?
Yeah, I mean, like, to be honest, we were quite grateful having Mark and Emma, you know, come into the scenes to kind of bring up this summit and, you know, it's a conference and bring this together. I mean, Mark, he's got the experience and backgrounds running some sort of conference and summit in the past, and then we are really kind of thankful he come into us a financial backgrounds, because I mean for what we have in the BSS, and Mika and I, we both are quite, you know, sort of artistic people, so it was a great sort of addition to have Mark you know, organize the, you know,
Yes.
the first summit, and also the second one now is coming up soon. And also I would say the award was also a brainchild of Mark and Emma's. You know, I will gotta put some credit on that.
Yeah, no, very good. Thanks.
I think he had good experience on this award.
Yeah,
before.
well said. And I suppose if we started listing names that of people that have helped along your journey, if we started with one, we may forget 10. Is there any call-outs there, or did I get that one summarized pretty good?
Yeah, there are so many people. If you start listing, the risk of forgetting to mention someone is really high now. But the common theme there is that the BSS has been really lucky in attracting talent and great personalities. So we're getting also wide variety of skills into the organization at the moment. So just looking at we're gonna have new elections next month, and just looking at the people who are applying for board roles, it's like I realized I wouldn't get a job at BSS anymore with my CV. I wouldn't even get an interview.
Right.
So that is, but obviously huge shout outs to first of all our current board members. Already mentioned Gabrielle, Katie, Ross, Deborah, Wendy, and myself, and then we have a great bunch of officers there as well. Sonaverse Tom is our sustainability officer, Louis Jenkinson technical. We also co-medical officers, Nicole and Augie. And then we have Kirsty in Scotland, and the others.
It goes on and on. This is quite an
also,
organization.
we have amazing, like Emma, you know, our writer in residence, and also Barry, I see, our artist in residence, and he's also done quite a lot. You know, I think it helps a lot with this art. Since we're here in the Great Northern Festivals, this art and culture and sauna combine, it seems, with, you know, kind of with the creativities of Barry's sort of artistic background. I think he started as like sauna reading group before, you know, we have BSS, like, or maybe during the time, and, you know, then, you know, it was one of like sort of a project inside the sauna as a reading group, and then now he involved into like doing sauna life drawings and laufgus and all this, you know, kind of drawing your after sauna glow.
Yeah.
You know, so
yes, it's really this is a big team. BSS now. This is a long list of not just officers but contributors.
Yeah. One thing I also want to mention a few of the early people on the first round. When we signed up the first constitution, just after the first lockdown pandemic was September 2020. We have a couple of great people like Victoria Maddox and Mina, you know those days, right?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn, I think if we that part is tricky because if you start listing names, it's gonna go badly.
Right,
So,
and we need
maybe we don't do that if at all possible because from the summit point on, like I think it's just impossible to remember all the names.
Oh, I get it. Especially,
So,
this is its own version of Aufguss or Venig treatments when you have a microphone on the sauna bench. Our rounds get extended and our brain can get a little mushy. But
but rather not go there because
it's wonderful though.
We have
I think we have
our treasurer. Nick is our treasurer. We have. I think it's just.
Yeah, no, we're good.
But also one thing about the beginning, we need to, that's another very important point before the summit, like the BSS have started a crowdfunding project for the community sauna bath, and that was actually quite almost we call it part of the pandemic. There's lots of pandemic projects that were just coming out from a pandemic. There was a time that, looking into a place or community sauna, it was a crowdfunding project. There was the time, really like people just, popping up to help, to not just donate money. Gabrielle was the time that she raised her hands to come in and help us on that project. Victoria was the one that finding locations, and that's an early stage of the community sauna bath. Now
sure.
It kind of involves a lot.
Hackney Sauna. That kind of reminds me a little bit of where we are here. You guys came to Minneapolis. This is the Sauna Village at the Great Northern Festival. And how many saunas are over there? It's got to be, 14 now? Did you get a count?
In Hackney?
Right here. Right here in Minneapolis.
22 or what? 25 maybe?
Jeez. Yeah. It's got a little Hackney vibe in that you can go from sauna to sauna, right? Yeah. And we're holding our own here in the United States, in Minnesota, with sauna. Wouldn't you say, as global sauna travelers?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think.
Does the vibe feel any different here than other sauna festivals you've been to?
So I would say Minnesota definitely is like a key hub in this kind of global, it's like a cluster or something. But so we've seen mobile sauna villages before, and most of them in Finland, I guess. But the interesting thing is that here you also put lots of hospitality around the sauna experience. So it's right next to the Malcolm Yards. There's a food court, craft beer, whatever you want. And also what Shane and the team at Super have done, they decorated this space beautifully, and the silos there you can project Prince concert on
that's where we were last night. And a big shout out to Shaylin. She is the mayor, I would say, of it, and certainly
the village, yes.
the bringer together of the different sauna people, the sauna vendors, and there's so many moving parts to it. Sauna Days. You guys came to Sauna Days last year.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us.
So it was wonderful to have you guys. And I try not to be the organizer of that, but I do have one foot in the organizing of an event like this, and it's just a long list of things to do, and so much of it is behind the scenes that people don't see when they show up. But but wonderful of you to make it here. Any impressions of Minneapolis that you'd like to share? This is your second tour here. You came through Minneapolis on the way to Sauna Days last May, Sauna Days 2024, the first weekend of May. And we'd love to have you back for Sauna Days 2025, first weekend of May. And what do you think of Minneapolis? What do you think of Minnesota?
Well, everyone's so friendly. So I guess this Minnesota nice is the concept, and we don't know if it's a real or joke or what's behind all that. But it's very friendly. I don't know. Maybe all the friendly Nordic people moved here. And,
that's right.
But and none were left in Nordics anymore. But I'm not saying we're unfriendly, but it's unusually friendly.
Cool.
And it's proper winter is also nice to have.
You like it?
I love it for the moment at least.
Yeah. Wendy, you like the cold?
Yeah, I mean, probably the coldest I've ever been. Like when we arrived was like -9 Fahrenheit, -28 Celsius, literally frozen. Yeah, brilliant. And I kind of felt the sauna standard here pretty high, pretty hot. Literally, like hot is the high standard.
The hot is, I love that line. Hot
And the
is
low here are pretty, kind of popular, and people know what Lolo is. I wonder, actually, is it like that? Over the years, because you have the Nordic people living here, or has it been a recent year to having the Lolo?
I love that. I love that question. I don't have an easy answer, but I'm going to put you on the spot, Mika, as a Finn. How many different saunas have you been in your life, roughly, without thinking too hard?
Some hundreds, but I definitely have not counted.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, no.
So again, I'm putting you on the spot, but you're an honest guy. You're a Finn. You don't know how to tell a lie like that. How would you relate this sauna that you're in right now compared to saunas in Finland? Generally speaking, like, how does it feel different or the same?
A lot of it feels the same. So you have a badass stove that cranks up a lot of heat. So that's one thing.
Do we name check the stove or let it be neutral?
It looks like Kuma Blue Flame, but other brands are available.
That's great. Okay, so you got a kick-ass stove, right? Right on.
It's also got pretty much unlimited Lolo.
Yeah. Explain that for listeners.
So Lolo is the physical meaning is that, like, if I pour water on hot stones, it creates steam. So that's one aspect of Lolo. But Lolo is also the life force, the breath of life in Finnish mythology. So you can go as physical or metaphysical as you like. So we Finns do a little bit of both. And when I talk about unlimited Lolo, I mean that, like, if I keep pouring water on these rocks, it gets so hot that we have to get out.
And you have another line about that. Can you share that one with us?
The stove always wins. I'm responsible for the climate in this sauna. So if I won't go hot, I keep pouring water. If I want to make it mellow, I take breaks or pour slower or something like that. But typically, like every great sauna, we know as Finns has got this kind of so the sauna stove is the force of nature, and you have to respect it. So just like a hurricane, you can't win against the hurricane. You can't win against properly heated good sauna stove either. So if I make the foolish mistake of overdoing the ladle, it's going to be us outside cooling down, not the stones and the fire or the heat fizzling out.
Beautiful. So well explained. Let's talk about the law of Lolo. Now, I'm putting you on the spot again.
Oh, that one.
It's not that one. Okay, so technically right now your feet are on the lower bench. And technically right now, we could get out a tape measure, but maybe for sake of argument, you're technically below the rocks.
I didn't even think about it, but you are correct, yeah.
Are your feet cold?
My feet are not cold, no.
Okay. Anything more you want to say about law of Lolo?
Well, this is the basic principle. It probably comes from Finland. The idea is that the way heat stratifies in the sauna room, so layers up, that means that the heat rises. So, but there seems to be some kind of threshold often that, like, the top level of the rocks of the stove, that's where the heat changes the most, meaning that, like, if your feet are below that line, your toes might be cold. But obviously different stove designs and ventilation might change the equation. So it's a rule of thumb, but not a constant of the universe, so to speak.
Beautiful, thank you. But you feel good in this sauna?
Yeah, of course. But what else can I say?
I don't have a gun. I don't have a gun to your head, but I have the spoon. Right on. Because there's.
Joking. It's great. It's a great sauna. It's such a pleasure to be here.
It's so great to have you guys. I've been this is making my week, and it's been a hell of a week. Last time we were together was very recently. We were in New York City together for the culture of bathing. I'd like to have a quick word about that, and you can throw water out. We can be quiet for a moment. You can hit it. It was different Lolu in New York, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a pretty mellow one, but like I hope that's got recorded, but it has got this kind of curve to it. So there's this kind of like attack, sustain, delay, like sound engineers talk about this kind of stages of a sound, but like
cool.
It kept on kind of going and then sizzling and
Yeah.
So I think it's worth kind of sometimes being mindful and listening to the sound of Lolu, and then there's this little delay like when it comes to you. So like apparently Lolu moves 40 centimeters per second in the sauna room. So you always got a couple of some moment to listen first, and then you feel it. So
love it. The Lolu in New York, it was different, wasn't it?
Lolu in New York was different.
Yeah. Hold that a sec. You want to try to talk through any of that? Where we were and the culture of bathing and the places we experienced?
I guess there's a gathering of people and all those gathering of spirits and like-minded souls. Like that was pure Lolu in that sense of energy. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was a gathering really funded or supported by Therme Group, global company, Romanian-based, and Robbie, the marketing director, and I guess it was kind of his idea. And Adam, the COO of Therme North America. I just threw a little oil on it. That's okay. And we hit.
You know all the best spots of your own stove. So,
I wanted to get a little spice out there.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, that's good.
Good. So we had I don't know, maybe 60, 70 people attend this conference. And did you like it? Was it fun?
I think it's more than that. I heard originally like 50 to 60.
Okay.
But I think eventually, if you look at the amount of people turn up and on the emails and WhatsApp group, I think it's over 100. It's almost like everyone there and they say, "Can I bring my friend?" Bring your plus one.
Yeah.
Ask Robbie about it.
Right.
He's a strategist, right? So
yes.
he just and also don't forget any spraying from the.
Alchemy Spring.
Alchemy Spring.
Yes,
yeah.
Anne. Good point. Yes.
They are the brainchild.
They are the brainchild. Yeah, shout out to Anne.
Yes.
Exactly. Thanks for mentioning. That was really something. I mean, to put that on the map like that was something. I think what we're creating is like we could be full-time sauna conference attendees as this is starting to build, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
you just come back from the West Coast Sauna Summit.
Correct.
Yes.
So I left Mika and Wendy in New York. I'd left them in New York. They were going to museums for a couple more days before flying to Minneapolis. I flew out to Vancouver for the West Coast Sauna Summit, and your country, Mika, was well represented. There were several Finns there, and credit to Valtteri, who with Linda, both Finns. They were the key organizers for that first event.
And, we met Valtteri in London for an afternoon. I think we had lunch with him when he passed through London. So
Yeah.
which is also great because many people travel through London, and that gives us the opportunity to intercept and connect.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's Wendy's superpower, especially to connect people and ideas.
On that note, the future for Mika and Wendy. Travel, tourism, guiding. This is something that is speaking to you guys. You want to do some of this, right?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of that, I mean, like, as I say, with I think my great passion in travel and learning colleagues from the source, from the origins. We have to respect the traditions, where saunas come from for this case. And that's why, I've been kind of with Mika into like Finland, Estonia on our early kind of trips when we were dating, when you were asking.
Yes.
And one of the first early trips was in Estonia and organized by the Finnish Institute in Estonia to celebrate, there was 100 years of Finland independence. And there was some eye-blowing, eye-opening events, visiting all the smoke saunas, that's
that.
So that's like kind of like giving me that passion of like, hey, we need to bring this to other people. You need to come and experience that. And I also talked to many sauna entrepreneurs back in
hold on a sec. Keep talking.
back in the UK or other places. What bring them to start kind of working with sauna? The experience is their own sauna experience from different part of the world. Could be like in Finland, could be in Estonia, could be Temescal, in Mexico.
And Wendy, you were speaking off microphone about on the shoulders of Mika.
Exactly, yes.
Explain that.
Yeah, so this perfect sweat, we also, it's time to celebrate that it's finally after 10 years of, his productions, and it's finally widely available for everyone to watch online from Netflix to YouTube. And that is a really inspiring program for us to travel for the perfect sweat, the perfect Lolo.
Yeah, I love that. So staying with you on that, Wendy. So if you were to have a check written in a budget, and you could bring 4 to 6 people on a travel as part of Sauna Wave and Mika and Wendy going on the road, what's the first country? It's a trick question, but what would be the first country to come to mind that you would like to bring folks to, and why?
Finland. Firstly, it's where sauna, literally the word sauna comes from, and also that we have experience, kind of know what we are doing, based on Mika's native theme.
Yeah, right on.
Because there were, thousands of different types of sauna already in Finland, just to experience that. And they were saying of like everyone have their own sauna routines, but that's why we're there to learn and experience. So like for example, we've been running what we call like the sauna well-being retreats. Literally it's helping and to bring people to learn from the source, and in the great nature, finding the connections with that, finding the perfect sweat and Lolo.
Yeah, so handing the mic over to Mika, as a Finn, is it considered bad form to shave in the sauna while doing a podcast recording? And if so...
You didn't have to say that, go on record with that one. People can guess what that sounded. It's Glenn, it's your sauna, it's your rules.
Oh, I know, but I haven't shaved in 10 days because I've been on the road, and we're going to Malcolm Yards next. We're going over there. You guys have an event that you're hosting. Tell listeners what you'll be doing here in an hour. You'll be back on the sauna bench, won't you?
Yeah. So in about an hour, maybe a bit less than an hour, we'll be guiding our first sauna wave communal sauna session in the Starlight Sauna that's built by Justus and Shane in the Superior and many others. So they've got two stoves and lots of space for people. So we have a little experience planned for them. So where we draw from our individual heritages, so we kind of bring together the spirit of Lulu and the spirit of Chi, which is the Chinese concept of life force, and Lulu is the Finnish concept of life force. So we go through stages. So
have you done this ceremony or this presentation before?
Well, every ceremony, or ritual, or session or presentation is different, but we've done I guess instances or iterations of it in I guess we've done it at the Saunaverse a couple of times. We've been to Herbarium Festival, which is organized by the same Therma group in at 2 different spots in Germany. We also do similar things on our retreats in Finland or wherever we go.
So the compassionate events that we did for the compassionate mental health group.
Yeah, we work with a charity in Wales who work with on mental health communities. They bring together the patients, the doctors, the support people and the academics to like one event. It's totally not for profit, but they organize a retreat, and it's really such a privilege to work with such a group, because their idea is that like you don't need hierarchies or silos in mental health communities. You have to bring everyone together, not give them labels. And we do the same in sauna.
Yeah, I love that.
So to facilitate for a group like that has been a very, very fortunate thing to do.
And where is that? Is that in Wales, or do you do that somewhere else?
Both South and North Wales.
So far has been to Wales because the founders they are from Wales, but I heard
there's also more nature in where,
to bring it to other locations in the UK depends on what
such a great thing that you're doing.
Well, just to mention,
please,
we actually been invited to the slow-mo sauna pop-up back in London in King's Cross as part of the Mind Your Brain campaign. So we'll be doing the sauna wave ritual also on every Wednesday at 3 p.m.
When is that, Wendy? When does that happen?
Starting on Wednesday, this next coming Wednesday.
Oh yeah, it's already
as soon as we land. It's happening already.
The slow-mo pop-ups are already on, from literally from mid-January to 2nd of March. Okay. So it's one of the charitable work as well for the King's Cross.
And repeat the name of that again for listeners. That's what? What's it called and where is it?
Slow-mo, as in short for slow motion.
Yeah.
Slow-mo wellness pop-up run by Robbie and Josie the Bank. And there will be as part of the Mind Your Brain campaign in King's Cross, London.
Thank you.
It's kind of having a sauna village in front of Grand Central Station.
Wow.
That's the kind of New York equivalent for that. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks for being part of Sauna Talk. This is so great. I don't mean to wrap it up. I mean, this is a great moment to maybe wrap it up. We can go cool down and maybe fill in any loose ends, any loose blanks. How's that sound?
Sounds great. Thank you so much for having us.
So great to have you here in Minneapolis. My backyard. Sharing the Lulu.
Finally.
I mean, there's this thing about thing about spiritual patina. We talk about spiritual patina. And any comment to that relative to where we're sitting right now as architects and artists?
I guess that is like you should, when sauna or bathing place starts kind of gaining years and experiences, and people have been through the hallways and bums have been on the benches and like traveled through that, that leaves its trace in that environment. And maybe one way to approach this idea of spiritual patina is to to celebrate and cherish it. So rather than scrubbing over it or plastering over it, like if it still works, just let it gather those footprints and if like we talk, I think we talk about this elsewhere, but it's like the garden fence that starts leaning when the garden becomes grown or overgrown, and so it's kind of celebrating that lean or angle, but not so much it falls over, but also so shiny and pristine is great, but that patina kind of is the evidence of that human experience and experienced magic there, and it should be celebrated in that sense.